Armageddon. Have you read it, the marvelous story of Sandalphon, the angel of glory? From Sandalphon by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. What is real without the ideal? Who is Prometheus without his twin Epimetheus? What is analytic forethought without reflective afterthought? Who is Metatron without his twin Sandalphon, who musically and joyously sings and turns prayers into flowers? At the mount of Megiddo no settlement towers. They are lost to time and gone in the prophecy of Armageddon. From Wuji comes yin and yang duality. From the pentagram of Chinese alchemy comes the 10,000 things. From the none comes the all and one. Hecate's doorways mirror Janus's ways. 2 zeros and blessed unity allow the ichthys to come to be. Euclid's triangles point below and above. From Horus's eye there goes a descending white dove amidst Lucifer's rainbow toward the Rosicrucian rose. From the seed, the flower of life secretly forms the Sephiroth tree. 7 circles, like the 7 days of creation, gave rise to all men of every separate nation, fallen like the Tower of Babel and alienated from a shared tongue. But it is via the pneuma, or breath of the lung, that all of spirit is called upon to babble, noting how he is me, joining all to a collective we, shared and unified energetically. The true self, you do not know, appears as a spacecraft or a UFO. Non-being is becoming and to be, sensing a shared alienation that unifies all of creation. If past, present, and future are one as the Norns say, then time travel is not too alien a concept to convey. On life's journey, I is also thou, when one walks the path of the Tao. Only morons can't understand how paradoxes are oxymorons. From nothing came everything. Nihility, duality, unity, plurality, totality. The Negredo stage marks an occulted age where a black sun blooms. And for many, it dooms all of life to ruin and strife. Chaos one should not fight, for it turns the black white, purging it like illuminating fire, earning for Prometheus Zeus's ire after he descended from above in an act of passion and love. It is a trickster and a thief that offers freedom and relief. From this myth can man infer enough to ascend back to the Keter. Love potions, like poisons, allure as a pharmacist's medicinal cure, until one has the gnosis to know how to blaze as a raging inferno. All is flux and fire, as Heraclitus said, teaching men how to rise from the dead. There is no creation without destruction. And so the dead rise, as if by necromancy, once they understand the tenets of alchemy. At Saturnalia, one would swap the roles of master and slave, akin to how the dead are reborn and rise from the grave. Chronos on this day appeared finite, so that men could embrace the infinite. Pomegranates, only enough to seize and lock Persephone to the throes of Hades. Death is the key to immortality. And so one sees the paradox of the great mystery, confined to transcendental secrecy. The fertile whore and mother of the earth bears the names of both death and rebirth. Senseless and headless, none mourn the unborn, who gifts the egg of an angel, and who, after imparting gnosis, fell, seeming but a lowly worm or serpent that never sought to repent, nor had any urge to worship a demiurge. Like the scapegoat from Mendes who birthed the child Hippocrates, he knows of the secret gold that all silence can hold. Lips and eyes sealed, all is revealed. The truths of man are forever amiss if he does not consult the veil of Isis, finding sunyata or a state of Zen from that which is unknown and hidden. Fixed in place, staying the same for too long became a rather boring game. And so he broke himself apart, enjoying the craft or art of repair, finding glee in being fixed again, choosing to be, but knowing how he could become any time he wished to come undone. Sometimes spiritual ruin can be a blessed boon. Only the dead can be reborn, and so, empty as the eye of a storm, one must also be absent of any form before they can be born. From absence comes presence. And those who are here, who we love and hold dear, will decay and wither away, coming not to be, living on only in memory. But the inner mind, akin to fantasy, is of course the true reality. The mental, the spiritual, the virtual become actual when one is not too far out of range so as to be receptive to change. The tree doesn't die on an autumn day simply because its leaves fly away. When old things skidoo and get out, new things tend to grow and sprout. Can you not come to see the cosmic and Latin wheel in Tarot? Zodiac, fortune tellers, and astrology help one escape a demiurgic destiny. Cosmopolitan people who serve without debate are forever chained to a predetermined fate. Atman and Brahman, like Hadit and Nuit, are macrocosm and microcosm. One must develop roots in darkness and embrace a sense of weirdness. Weird, after all, etymologically links back to both fate and destiny. Clotho, Atropos, and Lachesis were born from a chaotic darkness. Were they the children of Erebus and Nyx, casting men to the river Styx, or merely Demogorgon, yet another name the demiurge did don? Get out are words to shout as a means to escape any man who, like an oafish ape, confines you to the imprisoning cage of this technological age, where the bars stretch towards infinity, unable to break out of or even to fully see. Not even Houdini could set himself free in such a control society, where the prison is now planetary in scope, akin to the Ring Morgoth War, upon which corrupted men love and adore. Sinful, transgression, and hell are things that easily sell. With all of their monetary gains, men purchase their own chains, enslaving themselves happily to the will of technology. There is a lost and human ethic to be found in Mumford's Megatechnic. As individuals, the identity crisis of Erik Erikson will never go amiss. To be many in one like a legion is to shun identity and unity, or what the foolish lot say, unable to equate night with day. All becomes undone under the black sun. But the all came from the none, which is similarly one with all things this life brings. The technological tool underappreciates the fool, valuing the technician over the magician, while the high priestess conveys the veil of Isis. Only the blind cannot see the value of such a trinity. Hermes Trismegistus, thrice great, was the trinity, akin to the three primes in Hermetic alchemy. Unifying opposites is all it takes. Like a Nietzschean will to power, a Gnostic freedom comes to flower with the magic the magician makes. As Crowley noted, Kant and Hegel each form a 90-degree right angle. Each angle is of the same degree, totaling 9 for all to see, though opposed in philosophical decree. Kantian accelerationists can only claim Crowley partially and not fully, so long as Hegel is a disregarded 90-degree angle. No wonder why they remain half of one whole, lost to the black sun, a nihilistic whole that refuses to be made whole or holy, preferring the abyss of tranquil nihility, confined to a realm of plurality, refusing symmetry, failing to unify duality, linking Evola's spiritual aristocracy to a fascist form of ideology, so as to dismiss the entirety of traditional and Hermetic alchemy, even though it is clear to see that they don't advocate for democracy. Like a self-fulfilling prophecy, man will come to sculpt his own destiny, and that, upon which all their hate is hurled, will not be something meant for this world. When language and logic leave men en masse, why can't they be like Alice, gazing through the looking-glass, discovering the secret and hidden Sephiroth sphere, using death as a means to get out and go, seeing the number 23 as a means to dissolve their ego? What use is this worm without any legs to talk about properly sucking upon eggs when it lacks the very soul and heart needed for such a hermetic art? Just because human truth is an impossibility does not mean one should forsake humanity. Immanentizing the eschaton beyond spiritual rebirth, treating physical life as if it were of no worth. Do we really believe that what is spiritual is separate from the real or actual? Why follow the finite footsteps of the dead when you can be reborn infinitely instead? In wonder working, akin to thaumaturgic magic, your mouth is left agape. It is all too tragic to not embrace agape. The caterpillar's end is the subtle art of expressing a butterfly's fresh start. Where else is there for you to go when the ether links above with below? Everywhere and nowhere, I say, since the one links always to the all and none. To kill yourself is to slay the ego. For rebirth, death is needed so as to grow. Just as the fairy story adventure never ends, our prayers are what this messenger angel sends. And so, Sandalphon and Metatron speak to me, on and on, about Armageddon.